Everyman are a cinema group, and it's been a cinema group for quite a long time. And much like Q-SYS's ship, things change over many years, but there's always been some core ideals, and that has been just to look after the customer. So the last 14 or 15 years, we've been on a journey to not revolutionize cinema, but to make sure that we really look after and revolutionize the customer experience.
You know, we at Everyman are very much about creating experience and creating magic moments for our guests. And, you know, the tech is a big part of that.
We've been looking to use Q-SYS as a complete solution for a cinema for some time. And this is a 5-screen cinema. And there was a need to have external microphones for presentations, presentation lighting, and it just seemed ideal and obvious to integrate that into Q-SYS.
The system we always wanted was one where you have one input and one output, and everything works in that ecosystem. And we've been speaking to Q-SYS to try and get that system to a point where we can integrate it. We started at first doing that with our house music. So the first impact we notice is it sounds great, but I think the biggest positive that I've had is I've had very, very little contact with the venue in terms of problems that they've had.
So when the customer comes into the cinema, they'll come into this bar area here, and we have ceiling-mounted speakers and ceiling-mounted sub-bass speakers, which are all controlled via Q-SYS. And at various points throughout the day, the actual volume level is changed automatically. And then for special events, we've incorporated a setting called Party Mode, which pretty much turns it up full whack, and you get that proper nightclub bass feel.
So the most important thing for us is making sure that the people we have in our venues can spend that time with the guest and with the customer, and the technology has to be around delivering that. The person using it needs to just go to a touch screen, get an instant reaction, and get it to work how they want it to.
We created a bespoke UCI for this venue, which pulled pretty much everything into one central location. There's monitoring of the projector, whether the lasers are on or off, and it's all pulled together in one convenient location for the staff to access. We've also incorporated a last man out switch, so as the last person leaves the building of an evening, they'll trip the last man out switch, and that will make sure that all the auditorium house lights have been switched off, and it'll make sure that the projector lasers have been switched off.
Well, I've worked in a few Everymans now, and I think Cambridge specifically has just been so easy. So to be able to, in the morning or at night, just be able to switch everything on with one button, just like this game changer.
I mean, that is the best part about Q-SYS, in that it is adaptable and you do configure it how you want to. So with us, when we first looked at it, we just saw it as solving a problem with live shows and HDMI. Now we're putting things like, follow spots and spotlights and lighting controls in there. And so it's constantly evolving and constantly getting bigger. I
remember the day that we put Q-SYS into Brace and Edmonds, Nick was really excited and kind of grabbed me and said, come and check this out. And I then see it and it's mind-blowing stuff. And then I'm able to have that moment where I take it to the venues and go, you're not going to believe what Q-SYS does. Do you remember having problems with connecting microphones and how much of a pain it is? Well, not anymore. And that's a great thing for me to be able to do, and I really enjoy that.